Welcome to Reading the New Testament in Original Greek with syntax analysis. Today we're reading Matthew chapter 2 verse 1. And before we start in syntax analysis, we're going to take a look into the English Bible translations from NRSV and how it's being translated there. The reason is not to criticize the English version, but to make a comparison with our Greek text. Let's take a look. Matthew chapter 2 verse 1. Ιδού τε Ιησού γεννηθέντος εν Βηθλεέμ της Ιουδαίας, εν ημέρες Ηρώδου του βασιλέως. Ιδού μάγοι από Ανατολών παραγένοντο εις Ιερουσαλήμα. NRSV. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. Interesting point could be made is in an English translation from the east, we have από Ανατολών. We're going to take a look in the syntax analysis. And let's also take a look at how this word after come to existence. Do the Isu, the sentence begins with genitive, with opposed to positive words they, however. But before you start doing the translation, you have to read a little further and what follows. You have to be careful. Genithentos, if this is a participle, the case of this word, a participle, is a genitive, which makes the grammatical connections with the do isu. And most often, in such case, the genitive, what stays before or even after, could be the subject. So before you translate of Jesus, however, you have to see what follows. Then it makes a whole different translation. Genithentos is from the verb genao, to bear, to give birth, or to be, in this case, in the past participle, being born, and also in an aorist. Theta, it gives the signals that this word is passive, and entos is a genitive inflections from the thes or then. The participle itself is a masculine thes, feminine thesa, and neutral then. In a genitive case, the masculine and a neutral makes the same form. And how do we know this word is in a masculine? Then we have to look at the context. Do isu as a subject makes this word masculine. So isu is the main subject of this verbal adjective, the participle, genithentos. Being born, Jesus being born, and an aorist. In order to put the aorist aspect, this participle, it's called a circumstantial participle, and which means you can translate this participle with when Jesus was born, or after Jesus was born, even though Jesus was born. You have to define within the context which befits contextually. So genithentos in this case is after Jesus was born, because later on it talks about the magus coming, the wise men coming to the Jerusalem. Or it could be, well, it's not technically wrong if you translate as when Jesus was born. So after Jesus was born, however, in Bethlehem of Judea, these Judeas is a genitive attributes to the Bethlehem. And Imedes Irodu tu Vasileos. And in Imedes is technically means days in plural. In English translations we saw in times. Why is that in times? Because late after Irodu tu Vasileos, the King Herod, and days of King Herod means when King Herod was reigning the city, right? So that during the period, so that's why it becomes in times of King Herod. Izu means behold, look, as an imperative. This is a favorite word that occurs so many times throughout the Gospel of Matthew. It's from the verb orao, and idu, behold, magi in the plural, apo anatolon, from Anatoly. When it's in a plural, Anatoly itself means the horizon where the sun rises. So taking it in a step further to give the better understanding, English translations have used from east. So from east, paragenonto, we have the compound verb para plus ginome or gignome. Let's take a look. Gignome itself means, first of all, become. Second, it occurs. It occurred, or to occur, to take place. The third, we also have the meaning to come to existence, which is our case. So with paragenome, the word becomes came to. Why is it an aorist? We have from the gignome to an aorist changes with the augmentation, and the form changes. Agenomin is the first person, I came. And from there, the ending, omin, u, eto, the third person singular. So egeneto makes it he came. But we have egenonto, which makes it third person plural. So continues, if you look at the chart here, ometha, este, onto. They came. To, is as a preposition giving the directions into the city, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. From the word gignome, the signal syllable you can recognize it from is gin, gamma, epsilon, ni. This is the word that you also have to separately memorize. This one is a very common Greek word throughout the New Testament. So it's easier now that you memorize it. Okay, this is today's sessions. I hope you have enjoyed it, and let's look forward to our next session. Thanks for listening.